Hey, what's up guys, CrunchyCookietalk here and welcome on back to a brand new tutorial video. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a GUI system, and this is a brand new updated version and it's actually really cool. And so yeah, let's check it out. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to showcase the actual thing. So as you can see down below, I actually have my GUI. This is using snowballs, but you can use anything. You can use an egg, you can use an enchantment bottle, you can even use a fishing rod, but the fishing rod's a bit janky, I probably wouldn't use that. Anything that you can throw, that's basically like if you can throw an item like this, like interact with it, then you can use it, you know? But as you just seen there, it was selecting the different things, so I could do spawn, I could do shop, I could do PvP, and this has never been done, like, crouch detection has not been really, you know, created in vanilla. It was janky if you did use it in the past, but this is like really easy and simple because now we have the new crouching. You can crouch under slabs and stuff like that if you've seen it. You can do that. You can like crouch underneath it. Ooh, so cool! You know, you can crouch under that, and when that gets fully released, that's gonna be that's gonna be awesome for crouch detection because you can detect when a player is crouched. Anyways, so let me show you what it actually looks like. So if I hold the item in my hand, it shows the GUI down below on the bottom of my screen, and you can select through them all. So say I want to go to the shop. When it's green, like you selected it, you can crouch, and it will TP you to the location. So this is the shop, this is spawn, and this is PvP, represented by the colors and all that. So if I go to PvP, boom. By the way, it doesn't spam TP you when you're crouched, so it's only when you initially crouch. So that's really handy. And you can go to spawn, you can go to shop, and PvP. So this is the command, this is the tutorial I'll be showing you. It's literally this amount of commands, and so it's very easy to do. Right before you actually do it, you're going to want to set up a scoreboard, which is the GUI scoreboard. So we're going to do /scoreboard objectives, add, and then GUI, and then you can do dummy or whatever. You put dummy there, so then you can create the objective. And then you're going to want to do this command right here, which is making all the players in your world have the scoreboard GUI, so that's very handy. The next command, this is for if you want the item to be in every player's inventory at all times. It's this command, which is basically just making the snowball be in the last slot of everyone's hotbar, and so they can just have easy access to the GUI, so that's very nice. I must say this right now, if you're using this for a PvP, you're gonna have to make some adjustments for yourselves. Like if you're doing this for a PvP server, like I don't know, some whatever, and a player has this in their hand and they're in PvP and they're like, oh wait, I can just easily TP to spawn, boom. You're gonna have to put something in, you're gonna have to put something in place so when they're in PvP they can't actually TP to spawn using this, because that's very cheaty. But like you can maybe set up a system to where like if you're in PvP you have like a 10-second, like you have to stand still for like 10 seconds while crouched to get TP'd. I don't know, you could do something like that. But yeah, let's get back to the actual tutorial. So this command right here, as I said, you're gonna want to put that in your you're gonna want to put that in there for the players if you want them to have the item in their hand at all times. If you don't want the players to have this in their hand at all times, maybe you just want this for the admins, easy access, you know. You can make it so that you don't have to do this. You can just go on your creative inventory and grab the snowball, you know, something like that. And now the next command, this is for the actual visualization. So you do /execute as a has item equals snowball location equals slot.weapon.main hand, and that is basically just detecting if you have a snowball in your hand, and if you do, and you have the score equals GUI equals 0, if you have a score of GUI 0, then it will run this command, which is run /tile raw action bar, and then all of that. So it's raw text, text, blah, 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 spawn, and like I have it all color coded, so you can make it so it's spawn, and then like The other ones are like shop and then PvP, that sort of stuff. This is just for visualization. It doesn't mean anything. Like, well, it does mean things. It like indicates what ones what things you selected and stuff like that. If you want categories, that's a whole different thing. And like, I won't get into that in this video. This is very simplistic, very easy to do, and very quick. So the spawn, shop, PvP, and also this is all TPs. There's nothing else. Like, there's no bounties. There's no creating clans, settings, music, or something like that. Shop, there's nothing like that. This is literally just a TP system. So if you're not interested in all that, but you just want to know how to do it and like change it, then you can continue watching. So the /n shop is just basically making it so that it goes down on the action bar. So yeah, so that's the first one. Then the next one you're going to want to do is this. It's the exact same thing, except you're changing a number and you're changing the color of something else. So previously the GUI equals was 0 and now it's 1. So that just means when you actually click the snowball and like throw it in the air, it changes your GUI to the number 1, and it indicates that you are now you can now selected the shop, which means it's green. So it's green. It's not gray anymore, and you can use it. You can TP to the shop. That's what it means. And so same thing. Next one. Instead of 1 and 0, it's now 2. It's literally just copy and pasting, changing the number, changing the color. That's it. And that's the visualization done. That's all you need for it. The next one is setting the people's score back to 0 when it reaches a certain number. See, you can have like 10 different like TPs that you want, but what you're going to want to do is reset the player back to the initial one, which is like 0 or like 1, whatever one you're doing, I don't know. And so mine is 0, but so it says GUI equals 3. So if I reach a GUI of 3, which means after I click, so I'm on PvP right now, and if I click it again, it will set my score to 3, and then it will reset it back to 0, which will go to spawn. And so you have like this infinite loop where it goes like this, which is very nice, very handy. So yeah, there's that one, and then there's this one, which is going to, if they have a snowball in their hand, if they don't have a snowball in their hand, it will then reset them back to the GUI of 0, which just means, oh yeah, I'm at PvP. If I don't have my snowball in my hand, it resets me back to spawn, which is very nice and very handy. So yeah, it's just that command. You can pause the video right now and just copy this down or something. You can do whatever you need. The next command is an execute command, /execute as this is just removing the GUI. I'll get into this tagging system later because this is for later, but basically this is just another reset thing. If you don't have the snowball in your hand, it just resets you. Okay, now we have the next line of commands. So this command right here is going to detect if you have a snowball in your hand and if you do not have the tag GUI. So this is way different than the scoreboard. This is a tag. So it's going to be /tag equals and then exclamation mark, which what the exclamation mark means, it means everybody who doesn't have this tag. So if you have this tag, it won't work, but if you don't, it does. So that's basically what that means. And so then it will do if entity @e snowball is in a radius of 8, and then run /tag add GUI. Me personally, I'm gonna change that right now. I'm gonna change the radius of 8 to 2, which this just makes it so that it's actually you who's getting the tag and not some random player. I had an issue with that, so I actually came where there was an issue just there. Instead of a radius of 2, I'd change it to a radius of 3. And this is just simply to make sure it's actually you clicking the snowball and not someone else. So that's just a handy thing to do. The next command is actually just killing the snowball. So if there is a player with the tag GUI @s, run /kill @e, type equals snowball radius of 8. So it will kill any snowball in a radius of 8 near to the person who has the tag GUI. The next command is going to detect if they have a tag of GUI, which is the /execute as @a, tag equals GUI @s, run scoreboard players add @s GUI1. So this is when you throw snowball, it will add a score of GUI to your thing. So it will add up, you know, like that. And so the next command after that is going to, you know, make a little sound. It's making that little ding sound, you know. So it's detecting if you have the tag yet again, yada yada yada, play sound random.orb @s. Next command, it's going to be execute as @a tag GUI @s, run tag @s remove GUI, which is just if you have the tag GUI, it removes the tag GUI. And this is the last command. By the way, I didn't even know if I mentioned this, but they're all chain unconditional commands, so you don't have to worry about conditional or anything, and they're all repeating always active commands, no tick delays or anything, so just to let you know. And so the next command is going to be your actual crouch detection TPing. So this first command is going to do /execute. I know this looks like a lot, but it's really not that much. It's a lot of cloning and copy and pasting, and you know. So it's /execute as @a if you have the snowball in your hand. So we're doing that again. And if everybody who doesn't have the tag GUI click scores GUI 0, and if you do not have the tag GUI click and you have a score of GUI 0, and then @s, this is where it gets a little tricky because this is the crouch detection. @s unless entity @s y equals, and then like the weird squiggly line 1.51 dy equals 0. So that's the crouch detection little part, and then we have another one to add on to it. If entity @s y equals squiggly line 1.49 dy equals 0. This is the crouch detection, and if you are crouching, it will detect that and run /tp @s to whatever spawn location it is for you, or whatever location you're doing, or whatever thing you're doing. Just TP or whatever. And so it's a lot of repeating, guys. It's literally just a repeating thing. So same entire thing, guys. Same entire thing. The only thing we're changing is the coordinates or whatever you're trying to do, and the scoreboard, which is GUI equals 1, which means if my GUI is shop, it will, and I crouch, it will TP me there, and it will run the command, which is going to TP me because it detects that I'm crouching, and I have a score of GUI 1, and I'm also holding the snowball in my hand. That is also what it's detecting. So it's literally just all copy and pasting. Same command. You can look at this and see that it's literally the exact same thing, except I'm changing the numbers. Literally, I'm actually just changing numbers. That's all I'm doing. So GUI equals 2, and the TP command has changed as well. And the last command, which this is an important command that you need to do at the end of it, it's /execute has item snowball, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Tag. If you don't have the tag, everybody who doesn't have the tag GUI click. There's no scoreboard in this, so it's everybody who doesn't have the tag GUI, and then crouch detection, you know, the whole spiel thing, and then run tag @s add GUI click. Now the reason why we do the tag is to make sure that players don't just hold the crouch button down, so they have to like do this instead of just like holding this, and it just spam TPs them. So you know, so it doesn't like, oh, I'm at PvP, but I want to go spawn. It doesn't actually instantly teleport you to spawn. You have to uncrouch, then crouch again, and it TPs you. And the reason why you have to do that is it just, as I said, it doesn't spam you. And now the final command, this is detecting if you are no longer crouching, and it removes the tag that I just explained. So execute as @a tag GUI click @s if entity @s y equals squiggly eye 1.51 GUI equals 0, run the tag as remove GUI click, which means if you have the tag GUI click and you're no longer crouched, it will remove the GUI click, which just means that you don't spam. So it's really handy. But anyways guys, that's gonna wrap up today's video, and if you did enjoy it, like and subscribe because they're much appreciated. And honestly, this is a really easy command to do if you are at least mediocre at commands. If you are beginner at commands, I would not recommend this tutorial. I would, because like, I don't know, just try starting simpler, like go to like, I don't know, shops or something like try do like easy kit shops or whatever, something like that. But yeah, no, this is not for beginners. Anyways guys, I'll catch you in the next video. See you.
I can take you higher than you ever can.